welcome back to another episode of Let's Eat Orlando with Amy Drew and Biggie. I'm Amy Drew.
I'm Biggie. What's going on, everybody?
It is so nice to be back. It's raining outside, but that's okay. It's summer in Florida. That's what happens. But Biggie, you like to tell me about food holidays because I often base a lot of what I write about them. And you told me that upcoming is National Hot Dog Day. So I'm going to pose the question that you get all the time, which is a hot dog a sandwich?
I guess I have to stay on the same soapbox that I've been on. I mean, I really don't. I'll be honest with
These
you.
are controversial things.
This is a controversial thing. Everyone loves to tell me that a hot dog is a sandwich. I will and I've said the same thing. So if you've heard me before, I guess I have to. I don't really care. That's the thing. Like, I really don't care. Like, I just know this. If anyone ever said to me, "Hey, do you want a sandwich?" and you gave me a hot dog, or you reversed it and said, "Hey, do you want a hot dog?" No one gives you a sandwich. You know what I mean?
That's
like no one ever
explanation.
one ever gives you that. And so like so when people say, "Well, it's just a sandwich," and I said, "Yeah, I get it. It's handheld, it's bread, it's meat, but it's like a hot dog. It's still a hot dog encased. It's still a hot dog with a bun. It's a hot dog without a bun. You know, all those things. I think if anything, we should be upset of the fact that you get a pack of hot dogs and the buns, it's never enough. Like, it doesn't match.
They must be in cahoots. And I love that you think we should be upset about this.
That's what we should be upset about.
Well, people are upset about everything.
Let's be pissed about that, people. Like you know what I mean? Like I know
about everything. Let's be pissed about something that Biggie gets pissed about. And also that really makes sense. Like, why? If there's 8 hot dogs, there should be 8 buns.
Yeah, or give me 12. I don't know. Like, I just think it's funny. Like, I know, like, a lot of people ask me, like, "Well, a hot dog is," and I'm like, dude, does it really matter? It's delicious. Like, eat it. Like,
I love hot dogs. I really do.
I do. And I do tell people, and my line obviously is they're both delicious. They both can be different. They're both delicious. And I do tell people, if you want a hot dog as a sandwich, like, yes, like, have a bologna sandwich, because that's literally what it is. It's like processed meat. Like,
I had a friend who used to always eat them raw out of the package, and when people would say that's gross, he would say it's bologna.
It's bologna. Now, don't get me wrong. Have I ever eaten a hot dog? Split and butterflied, and then on like 2 pieces of toast, and then made it into a sandwich, like with like 2 hot dogs on like, you know, flat regular loaf of bread, and because I didn't have a bun and I didn't want to make it into a bun, like a hot dog, like a taco, so I made it like a sandwich with cheese and did all the stuff and made it into a sandwich. Yes, I have done that. And is it then a sandwich? I don't know. I'm no expert.
It's a hot dog sandwich. Because, like you said, it's a hot dog when you just put it plain on a plate with nothing. It's still a
correct.
Hot dog. So
correct.
That's actually a fine point.
So since we're talking hot dog, is there like certain things that you always put on it, or certain must-haves? Like, do you have rules with hot dog?
I have things that I like the best, but I'm not, I'm not this is the only way I eat it. I will say this. I love them kind of semi-burnt on a charcoal grill. That's like my favorite way to have
a little
charred and charcoal. It has to be both. Charcoal grill, plain kettle Coleman grill, and with some char on it. That's definitely. I'd rather it to be closer to burnt than not burnt at all.
All right, so I cooked one of those up. It's nice, a char dog. I give it to you. You go to the table to dress your dog. Well, how are you dressing your dog?
I don't know. Can I have 2?
Sure, I don't care. Have 2 dogs. Or you're at Dollar Dog Night, where we both have done it. How are you eating it?
At Dollar Dog Night, first of all, they only have yellow mustard. And I'll tell you something funny. I knew I was going to the ballpark that night. I specifically went to a Publix so that I could steal Golden's packets from the Publix. And son of a gun, that particular Publix only had yellow mustard. I was like, are you kidding me? The Publix close to my house always has Golden's mustard. That day, no. So I didn't bother. But I did take the Texas hot sauce.
Okay.
Since I was there, and I put that on my with the crummy yellow mustard. I'm sorry, people. I know you yellow mustard fans love it. I'm fine with it. I'll eat it, but it is the least of all mustards.
No, I love a good spicy mustard. That's good. So, what about ketchup? What are your thoughts on ketchup in a hot dog?
I don't feel as, angry as someone from Chicago about it, but it's not like I'll eat it. Definitely, especially if it's just yellow mustard, because then I want to put like as much flavor on the hot dog as possible because yellow mustard has almost none. But by and large, like no. I mean, I would say mostly no. But I don't mind when other people do it. I don't feel the need to hang up hate signs.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
don't,
do
I,
find that hate amusing though, so I enjoy the Chicago folk
there
who
is,
get
I
really
mean, there is
angry about
certain things that I do find funny that people get all, I guess their napkins all
Yeah,
bunched
I
up
find
on.
that amusing. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
glad that somebody gets bent out of shape about it so that I can laugh at that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I will say that I do like the idea of the hot dog, the vessel of a hot dog in the sense of like how you can eat it and what you can put and the toppings you can put on it. You know,
Coleslaw. I like slaw on hot dogs. I like
yep.
sauerkraut on hot dogs.
Yep.
If I'm home and I'm just getting like a water dog, mustard and onions. And then if
When
I
you
get
say a water
two,
dog,
I
is
do
that
like
you putting the
mustards.
dog in a bowling thing of water, boiling water in a pot?
Yeah, well, that's how they do it on the street.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
know.
I
That's why
like
I'm
it like
asking.
really, really snappy, like when it's like it snaps when you bite into it. So that's really good too.
I like a good sweet relish. I like the mustard. I'll put mustard. I put ketchup. I put it pretty much everything that's on there. I'm
I'll
like what I
eat
find.
relish. Like
I'll
if
eat
I'm
the
having a
onions.
Chicago dog, I'll go for it because the relish is on there. So I don't hate it, but like it's not my favorite. At the ballpark, I usually will get if they have it. Um, I'll do ketchup and mustard and sauerkraut, and then they have these like hot peppers, and I'll
Yes.
put the hot peppers on there, and that I like a lot. They're like vinegary hot peppers.
I will do that. I will also do also I am not I will eat quite often if I go to Sam's or like a Costco. I'll definitely get their $1.50 dog and a drink.
I haven't
They're
had
all
one. I don't
beef.
know. The last time I had one of those was has to be more than 10 years ago or longer.
And I will say that I definitely always get a hot dog when I go to IKEA. When IKEA has them, I'll get one at IKEA. They actually have veggie dogs there that are actually pretty good. And I'll get I don't know why, but I'm like, oh, it's $1. It's like I gotta get one. It's like a perfect
This is why Dollar
shopping.
Hot Dog Night
Yeah.
delights me.
I'm like, it's $1
Dollar
or a
for
dollar
beer,
50,
dollar
whatever.
for
You
hot
get a drink. I'm like, it's cheaper. I'm like, you might as well. I'm like, it's one of those things where they call it like what is it? Like a cost, oh, what is it called? There's a proper business term and I've totally
Yeah,
slipped.
something we were
A
just
loss,
talking
a
about.
loss leader. Like it's one of
Yeah.
those where you're going to lose money on it, but you make so much, you sell so much of it and you do so much of it that
Hmm.
it's worth it at the end.
Hmm. Yeah. Costco knows what they're doing. What
Locally,
I really want to know, if anybody's out there and knows Costco food, is that the pizza at Costco, I've never had it, but there's the calories on that pizza are so outrageous. Like, what are they putting in that pizza? I
really,
have to look it up. That's a question for a future show. I have to go look it
I
up. But
I think we need to eat it since you love pizza so
I would
much.
eat it. Yeah, I'll eat any pizza. I'll try any
It's
pizza.
good. It's not bad. Heck, I just saw that Sam's Club delivers. You can order pizzas and they'll deliver it to you. We're
Oh,
gonna do it. I'm gonna try it one of these
people,
days.
please, if
We
you're
should try
having
it.
Sam's delivered, like, don't order Sam's pizza and deliver it. I beg
Order
you. Like,
Sam's Pizza. I've done
please.
it. I've ordered rotisserie chickens out of Sam's for them
Well,
to
that's
deliver it.
different.
But and it's hot when it comes in. I mean, I might as well.
You
I'm gonna
can't
try
do.
it.
You go to Costco. I'm sorry. I love Publix. I'm a fan. I told you my whole watermelon story with the
Yeah.
guy who. Yeah, they're great, but those chickens, they're scrawny.
Oh, the chickens are horrible.
The chickens are
Chickens
scrawny, and you go
do
to
not get a
Costco, and
chicken.
it's like
Yes.
$5 for this
Yep.
big, beautiful
Yep.
rotisserie
Steroided.
chicken.
I don't care what it is. It is delicious.
It
It
is
is juicy
delicious.
and it's humongous.
It is.
I just went to a party and our friends they needed buffalo chicken dip and they said, "Hey, can you help us make it?" And I said, "Sure." And then they're like, and I said, and they're like, "Well, what's a quick way of doing it?" I'm like, "Rotisserie chicken." And then I'm like, "Do rotisserie chicken rather than canned chicken or getting like whatever grilling anything." And so then they're like, and I said, I'll even debone it, but I'm like, she's like, but I'm not going to Publix. And that was the first thing Kristen said. She's like, no, like, Publix, you're great. But I was like, she's like, I'm not getting those little $10 scrawny chickens. She's like,
They
she's
are.
like, I'm
They're
going to
good.
BJ's
I
or
could eat a
one of
whole
those.
one of those. I
Yep,
think I could sit
exactly.
down and eat a whole one of those chickens.
It
Like
is yeah, it is a definitely
deboning
intense.
a Costco chicken is like a joke. Like basically you just have to like press on the bones just fall right out of that thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. It's great. So yeah, so we do that one is a big one. But yes, in the world of hot dogs, if I don't know if there's certain places that you go to, like, hey, obviously I'll go, like I said, I go to certain larger places that have it and I'll just grab it as like a walking eating food. I'm all about the traveling handheld foods. Obviously, huge fan of Cholo Dogs.
Cholo
I
dogs
haven't
are
seen them
fun.
in Cholo Dogs is great. I love the idea of a Mexican. I think the reason I like it is because it is like a perfect vessel to be able to do different things to it. You can make it Mexican. You can add you can do like a slaw. You can do like the Seattle dog and do cream cheese on it. You
Oh my
can
god, I
wrap it.
never even heard of that.
Oh yeah, you could do a little cream cheese and they do like a hot and they do that and then they put a slaw on top. It's a Seattle dog.
Cream cheese and well, I mean,
My
I would try it for
my
sure.
father-in-law does a Tijuana dog where he wraps the hot dog in bacon and then puts it with hot sauce
Why is that
on it.
Tijuana dog?
I don't know. That's what he calls it. He calls it a Tijuana dog. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's how I eat it. I'm like, I don't care. I was like, bacon, hot sauce, and hot dog. Okay, yes.
I'll eat bacon on a hot dog. Bacon is one of those things that just eclipses everything in its path. If you use too much bacon, and then it's like, why am I even bothering? Like, let me
Correct.
just have bacon.
Correct.
So
No, I
I like hot dogs and I'll eat anything on them, but like I actually like the taste of hot dogs.
yeah, I agree.
So
My wife likes hot dogs. We occasionally will have like a hot dog night where we'll be like, okay, let's do some hot dogs, and we do the idea of the slaw, and we'll do all those things, and we'll get all the different condiments and make different types
if
of
there's
dogs.
baked beans, I'll put baked beans on the hot dog too.
I like a good baked bean.
Mustard, baked beans, I'll throw those on there. Yeah, the hot dog is just one of those things, but it's like that's what's there usually, you know.
It's one of those.
You could do like a Hawaiian dog and put like mac salad and I don't know. I was gonna say 2 scoops rice, 2 scoops mac, but rice, I don't know. I'd rather
No,
just
I
have
don't know
a
about
word
rice in
salad.
it. Well, I mean, speaking of that, I do know some people that do go that route and actually will cut up hot dog and put it in macaroni and cheese and then do it like that way or do it with rice
People put
and stuff
hot
like that.
dogs in
Almost
everything.
similar to like spam. They'll use it as almost like a version of spam for it.
Do you ever see the Vulgar Chef's Instagram
Yeah.
account? Yeah,
Hmm.
like everything is hot dogs. Like he coats
Yeah.
them in chocolate and makes like
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups with hot dog chunks and stuff.
So,
That's why
and
he's the vulgar chef.
that's why he's the vulgar chef. Exactly. I will say, obviously, if we're going to talk hot dogs, you know, hot dog heaven, been here, been there forever.
Family did.
Institution. Yeah. Institution. Always,
Don't try and put ketchup on your hot dog in there, man.
they will. Yeah. I don't even know if they have ketchup there.
They have signs warning you against it.
Which I think is which is
They do.
like
They
no
totally do.
only mustard in this house. But yeah, you know, and obviously I always go with the line in case anyone is like, you know, there is a hot dog sausage council. They actually do believe that a hot dog is not a sandwich, which very good for them as well. I obviously jokingly, I always said that this is when I learned never say never because I always said that I would never there would never be a hot dog shirt in my collection and I do have one, but it's also a hot dog and a sandwich high-fiving saying it's good to be different. They're both delicious.
I love
And
that. I
and
love
I
that
love it and I love that because I am a fan of all handheld foods. So
propaganda. Biggie
I will
propaganda on the shirt.
yeah, and it actually says it's a PSA, so it's like a sandwich. It's a call it. It is actually a public sandwich announcement and saying that it is not a sandwich.
I love
But
it.
you know, and I will celebrate it when it comes on Tuesday. You know, I will be going and celebrating having some hot dogs on National Hot Dog
Now
Day.
I feel like I have to have a hot dog on Tuesday. I'm always looking for an excuse. Like when I go to the
Yeah,
ballpark,
you got
because I
one.
don't really go out for hot dogs. I have to go out for so much. So unless there's like a hot dog story going on,
I want to say I want to say it's the 15th or the 16th. So you got I'll confirm it for you. I'll confirm right now for you. Because I think I actually looked it up and it says Wednesday, July 16th is National Hot Dog Day.
I will tell you this: I'm not a really big fan of corn dogs.
No?
No, because it just covers up the hot dog. It's like I don't hate it or anything, but it's just nothing I would ever want. Because I feel like corn dogs, it's just this big, thick, coating over the hot dog. I'm a hot dog on a bun girl. I'm a traditional hot dog girl.
What about speaking of meats on sticks? What about like the idea of like the sausage and pancake combo when they like do that, when they do something like that, like a corn dog version, but it's like a pancake
I
sausage
mean, I would
on a
definitely
stick.
try. That sounds like I would like it more, you
Yeah, so would
know?
I.
Like, is it a breakfast sausage?
Yes, a breakfast
Breakfast,
sausage with a little bit of that,
yeah, I would
with a
probably
little bit
like
of
that.
maple syrup inside of it or something, and then
No,
wrap
I'd
it,
rather
wrap it.
dunk it in the good stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Don't put the syrup in there. I want to do my own.
I actually kind of like the idea of doing that with like a hot dog, having like the dips and then just dipping your dog.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
instead of
yeah. I
actually
would,
doing, instead
just
of
like
going
put
that
it on
route,
the
just
stick
dip
and
it.
then you throw it over the fire like you do at a
Yeah.
campsite.
Yeah.
I'm all down for that. The weenie roast style hot dog.
Oh, yeah. I'm down for that. That's like it's one of those good ones. I literally just spoke with someone who, speaking of hot dogs, who she's from Chicago. She created her own chip brand. So it's basically called like
Show the
local
packaging because it's so pretty.
so it's called local style potato chips. This is their hot dog flavor ones. It's just Chicago. So basically it's like a kind of like a thing of like love for Chicago. So they have like an Italian beef one, they have like the Chicago dog, they even have a hot jardiniere, which is like delicious.
I
I'm
probably
actually
like
gonna
those.
I'm gonna bring you, when I meet up with you, I'm gonna bring you, because I have an extra one of deep dish pizza chips.
I
I'm gonna bring
know.
you this one. I'm gonna bring you this one when I see you in a little bit. I'm gonna bring you that because I haven't. I bought some because I wanted to try them. But it's funny because as I was talking with her, she's in Chicago. I'm like, I wanted to do it because I wanted to support a business, so I wanted to try it out. But she actually told me that her Chicago style chips, Chicago dog chips, are going to be at Portillo's this
That
that week.
very cool. Like, how would you not? And she's from Chicago.
She's from Chicago, and she basically told me, because like after I finished talking with her and like podcasting with her, and I was like, hey, out of curiosity, what about, and I started naming like Portillos, or what about Potbellies, because like those are all Chicago based businesses. And I was like, have you, and then before I could even say Portillos, she was like, you're not going to believe this, but I just delivered an order of chips for people to buy to be able to enjoy on National Hot Dog Day at Portillo's in Orlando. And she's
Oh
like,
my
"You live
God.
near
I
Waterford
could
Lakes."
imagine when she got that phone call of them saying they wanted, like, I would have fallen on the floor crying.
Well, you
Chicago
want to
Girls chips going into
know
Portillo.
where she cried? You know who her first, and obviously, it's one of those things like small business. Like I love hearing things like this, so I want to find people like this in Orlando as well. But I just have to share this little tidbit. Her first paying customer, when she started going around, she basically went and started like showing her going to places like delis and sandwich shops. She went to my favorite sandwich shop. That's how I found out about her in Chicago, and like he got it. But she went to Mr. Beef's, the guy from the Bear, the play that created the Bear. Well, he loved the
God.
chips so much, he took them and said, I love these. I'm going to put them on my shop. So when you go to Mr. Beef in Chicago, they're available there to eat. But then listen to this, based on Food World, and talk about like karma and everything else that goes with it. The guy from Mr. Beef gave it to the catering people of the Bear. They tried it, and her first customer was actually craft services for the Bear. So the whole team got to eat it. The whole cast and everything got to try her chips. That
Wow.
was one of her first paying things. And then just recently, James Beard Award, since we've recently talked about them, she was invited to go, and I guess I didn't realize when you do a James Beard Award, like the big national one, or the big huge one in Chicago that they do, it's from like 5 to midnight. It's like a massive show. It's like
Yeah.
super, like 5 to 11 or something like that. No food is allowed. She became the official food, so people all got to snack on her chips during the show, during the whole
That
award ceremony.
that's epic.
That
That's
I
so
was like,
cool. Now
man,
I'm
I'm like,
excited. I'm very
yeah,
excited to try
uh,
that.
yeah.
Also,
So
since in keeping with Amy Drew and how she is, never had Portillo's.
and we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that. We talked about that. Portillo's has actually reached out to us. We will, even though we're gonna go
I
on our
know.
own, but
I am gonna go. I've just
we
never
are.
had
I am gonna
Portillo's.
go to
I've had many
Portillo's.
hot dog. I tried to go once. I just want the people at Portillo's. I tried to go when the truck was downtown. It
Yes.
was somewhere near Lake Eola. I couldn't find a parking spot, and I ended up not going.
So that
But I
is
tried.
Portillo's is very good. They have a lot of different foods. I have a friend who's from Chicago, and she like every at least once a month she goes. Her and one of her girlfriends, they both go and they go eat at Portillo's.
But they live here.
They live in Orlando,
Yeah, I
yes,
was gonna say if I
and they
lived in
go.
Chicago, like I would just go to like my corner place,
Correct.
you
But
know.
if you want to, like, I mean, it's very good. It's good. I get an Italian beef, and I don't know how, like, with the giardiniera, and I like it. But I also, I'm not one of those. I'm kind of curious on your thoughts on this for like certain foods and stuff like that, especially when you said you like baked beans on dogs and things like that. I have a certain issue with like structural integrity of when I'm eating things that are handheld, like bread and
Hmm.
stuff like that with meats in it. So I have a problem when people like submerge, like, they get asked for like a dripping wet sandwich,
Oh,
like a
like the
French
wet
dip
beef
or like an
with it,
Italian, they
with
want
it.
it
Yeah,
wet, the
yeah.
Italian beef. What are your thoughts on that?
I think everybody should eat it the way they like it. It's
But
not
how do
my.
you eat it? Have you eaten it
I
like
would
that when you
probably
eat it?
rather
How do you
have
like
more
it?
like a jus, where you dunk it.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I like it dry. I ask for it dry, gravy on the side, and then I do a pour. I do the pour so that way I can kind of like I can kind of make each bite have like the au jus and all that stuff with it. I have like a science to how I eat it. I also like it because I'm like, if you're gonna, depending on when you're gonna, if it's gonna travel. So like if someone's picking it up for me, I definitely want it dry because I don't want that thing where it's like it's just gonna crumble in my hands
Right.
like a sloppy wet sponge. I'm not down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's you have a lot of sandwich rules, but
I
yeah.
do. Unfortunately, that's weird. I'm very flexible on many things, but sandwich wise, I do have some certain rules when it comes to that. I wanted to bring up the topic of, because we were talking about lost leaders and things like that. And I briefly wanted to just bring up a topic because you recently wrote about it, and we don't have to go full into it because I know we've had a good conversation about hot dogs and different types of food, but I know you had written about grouper, the cost of grouper. I just kind of want to talk, and we can make it general. We don't have to talk specifically on grouper. Obviously, being someone who just came back from Northeast, market price is a very popular number. There's no, like, when it
Yeah.
comes to when it
And
comes to the
king.
cost. So I'm kind of curious on like what, because I think a lot of restaurants are dealing with the idea of cost, and then what do you what is incurred, you know what I mean, like it's kind of like, well, what do I give to the what do I carry over to the customer, what do I keep. It's like a huge balancing act at the same time of leaving their cost price of their food costs in order at the same time making money but also providing you great food.
I have you read the piece yet?
I have not. I'm
Okay.
going
Well,
to, but
this
I have
this
not.
that's what it actually does, and I'm getting emails all day about it. Here a reader literally just wrote me. It says, "With all due respect, I wouldn't pay $32 for any sandwich," and that's fine. That's the market bearing what it can bear, and that's wonderful. People make their choices, but the point is, why does it cost that much money? And let me just say right out in front, the sandwiches that are local, the sandwich that the governor, let me start over. The governor was at a coastal restaurant in Santa Rosa Beach. So it's a resort area. He was there on an unrelated reason, but he made a comment, an offhand comment about the restaurant's $32 grouper sandwich, saying that he basically kind of indicating he thought it was, too expensive. He said, I don't know if I'd pull the trigger on a $32 grouper. See, I love grouper, but I don't know if I would buy that. So I wanted to just find sandwiches that were cheaper here, which I did. Not that much. They ranged in price from 16, the ones that I found, $16 to 29.95, I believe, was the most expensive. So we had several, and they were all in between that range. They were a little less expensive than that. But the question was, why is it so expensive? So I started talking to Mike Lombardi, who runs Lombardi Seafood business, been in Winter Park since 1961. This is a family who knows seafood. They have 5 boats that fish for them. They know what grouper costs and why. So we started, it was really just supposed to be here's sandwiches you can get that are cheaper. But then it became really interesting to me. And I started to learn why grouper is so expensive. The cost for local fishermen, fuel, the insurance, the bait, the tackle, the permits, the crew, the insurance, whatever else that goes into it. Permits are a fortune. And then there's this other part of the puzzle called allocation, which is there are older businesses that basically every year they set limits for all the different kinds of fish, which the fishermen abide by because this is about sustainability. So there's only so many fish that can be caught during a certain period of time. If you're lucky, maybe you have a portion of that, like you have a 2% share or a 1% share or 3% share. If you don't have a share, you have to go buy share from somebody who does. So that's another expense.
Wow.
So if grouper is $6 a pound at the market, but you have to pay another fishing company $3 a pound just to sell it, now you're only making $3 on whatever that amount of fish was. So it's really expensive. It's a hard fish to catch. You have to have reef permits. They fish them with long lines. You don't scoop grouper up in nets. That's not how they're caught. They have to be caught. So there's a lot of expense, and people don't understand the expense of the fish. And right now it's all of the other things about food cost, and we talked about this, there's inflation everywhere, and grouper is very expensive right now. So when people see, they say, is it local? Is it local? Well, it could be local. It could be Florida local. It could be Gulf grouper, which means that it might come from Louisiana or Texas, or it could even be imported Gulf grouper, which is caught in Mexico. These are all the same fish that we can catch in Madeira Beach and St. Augustine, but they just weren't caught in Florida waters. So it's the same kind of fish. And most people cannot tell the difference.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, can you tell the difference?
No, most people are not. To quote Mike Lombardi, it would have to be a very, very sophisticated consumer of grouper,
yeah,
to tell the difference.
I was going to say,
many of the species are good eating, but the fact is that there are many, many really delicious species of grouper to eat. So people get focused on what they think is the best one, and it might be the most well known. But gag grouper, yellow edge grouper, these are all fine, and many, many others. There's over 150 species of grouper.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yes.
What do you want to plug some of the places that you listed on your thing? Do you remember?
A lot of people love the grouper at the current. I really, really encourage people to go read this article because it is really interesting, because it'll teach you a lot about what costs go in. And the chef, Chef Drew from the Imperial on Park, where they have a huge fried grouper sandwich. It comes with fries. It's $28. He explained cost, like what food costs are, why things cost so much. He literally does the math for you to explain what a restaurant's food costs are supposed to be and why a grouper sandwich is probably 10% higher than where they're supposed to be. So a lot of places will kind of eat that cost to have the sandwich and make it up elsewhere, but it's still not going to be a cheap sandwich if it's local grouper.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be cheap. It's expensive to buy.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And by the way, he also talked about frozen grouper that comes from Asia, which is a very high quality product. Lombardi sells that as well to its customers. It's 80% of the business they do is wholesale, and it's a fine product, but it's not Florida grouper. And that is a way that restaurants can offset the cost. It will still be a nice grouper sandwich. In fact, there are many people who recommended places where they have frozen grouper on the menu. They don't know because people can't tell when it's well done.
That's crazy to me that it's cheaper to get grouper from another frozen from another country and bringing it in. It's kind of that's crazy to me.
Right.
But at the same time, like, yeah, I wouldn't know. I also am not that picky as long as it's good, like it's cooked well and it's a good fish. I don't really have a problem. I don't like, you don't know. I'm not in the kitchen knowing if, like, it's not like same thing. Like when people order fries, they're not ordering like, oh, are these fresh cut? Are these potatoes from here? You know what I mean? Like, at least, what do you got? Are those frozen potatoes? Like, who are the potatoes like?
They're
like,
still good. I just like to know because people.
I know, and I get it. And obviously that's your job to know these things. So, but it's super interesting. I'm definitely going to read the article. It was one of the things because that's something that my wife and I, we do enjoy some good, like a good grouper. We like fish and chips. We love all that type of stuff. So like, I'm always intrigued, and obviously whenever But it's also funny because sometimes when I go, I always will go when I'm near the water or like, into like near the sea or the coast.
Right.
That's when I'm always like, I got to have a grouper sandwich.
And
I got to have
people
one.
will, habitually, people are usually more, if they're looking at the water, they probably are like, all right, maybe I'll pay the extra price because I'm
Yeah.
on the water, but they
I'm
might
on the
not be
water. It's right
crossing.
there. It's super fresh.
But very, right, very quickly. That's Lake Michigan.
That's funny.
The current seafood, real fish, Coastal Kitchen and Bar, Lighthouse Seafood in Lake Mary. Really, really nice fish over there. You could take some home, same as Lombardi's. Who else is in there? The Imperial on Park and High Tide Harry's.
Okay.
All of which sell grouper, often local for most of them if they can get it. That's the whole thing. Is that some weeks you can get black grouper, and some weeks you get yellow edge grouper, and some weeks you get red grouper. And, that's the way it works, is what's there, what's available, what's fresh, depending on how you buy it. And obviously, if you buy your fish whole and you break it down yourself, then you can get it for the more people do to the fish before you take it, the more expensive it is,
Yeah.
right?
More hands touch
So
it, the more it
exactly.
costs.
So if you want it, less expensive, you're going to buy the whole fish and break it down yourself. Not every restaurant does that, though. So really, it was super interesting to me. And so
Yeah, I definitely think that what we'll do is I'll definitely share a link to the article with it so that some folks can kind of read it. I think it's great knowledge. I think it's actually a topic that maybe we may want to like hit on even with like other restaurants, not just in the world of seafood. Seafood is just a small fraction, but it is a great snapshot of what it is for people like the people doing barbecue and brisket and meat and
just
all
to
those things and the cost.
just to see the load that is placed on local fishermen and the costs involved, and that they have to basically, there's also, don't forget, there's only so many fish can be caught, and there's also permits for recreational fishermen. So tourists and locals who want to go out and catch grouper, that's great, but that takes away from that same haul. These are
I
all
do.
factors.
Do you know, are they allowed to like do that, like let's say like I go out there, I'm gonna go fishing, I get some grouper, can you give that grouper to a restaurant, or does it have to, or is there certain different ways of how it's
I
caught or
do
whatever?
not think you'd be allowed to do that. I do
Right, that
not
sounds
think you'd
weird, right? A little sketch, black market restaurant, black market buying it
No,
from recreate,
no,
hey,
no,
like,
no, no,
hey,
no,
Billy Bob.
absolutely not. You certainly can't do that with like a deer or a boar
Yeah,
that you shot.
exactly.
You cannot 100% no. So I'm gonna say zero chance that that is legal.
All right, that's good. Well, I will definitely say this has been a fun episode, just for the mere fact that we went from literally talking hot dogs to grouper. I mean, talk about like two rags to riches, I would say. And when it comes
And the
to,
bottom line is, it's the market. If you don't want, you can
yeah,
get something. Go $5 cheaper. Get some shrimp. Get some mahi. Get
yeah,
something else. You know what I mean? But that's what it
exactly.
costs. That's what it costs the fisherman and the restaurant to bring that food to your plate. Not to mention all the things that the restaurant does to make it delicious once it gets there.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing. Sometimes it's nothing worse than you buying an expensive fish and then sucking at cooking it, and you cook it poorly, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I just ate this, like, I don't know, I just made this salmon and it just like I totally botched it. It's horrible.
Right, right. I should
Like
have just
that's like
paid
the
ten
worst.
bucks more and let somebody else do it for me.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how, like, a lot of times that happens. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this
You
as
need
well
to
as,
think about that. You need
yeah.
to think about that. Like, what would it cost me to prepare this? This is what happened with the whole Primrose Lanes hot dog
Yeah. Oh, I forgot
story.
about that. That's a
What
good
would it take to make my own hot dog? How much would it cost me to make my own hot dog? All of a sudden, that hot dog doesn't look that expensive. Now,
do they
maybe
still
you don't
sell
want to
that
pay
hot
for it.
dog? Do they still sell that
I
hot dog
believe
at
they still
Primrose?
sell the hot dog. The menu is very paired. I think they still do the smash burger, the hot dog, and a few other things. But I think they do still sell the hot dog. I think.
Yeah, they should, if they, hopefully they do. But yeah, no, that's our episode today. We got a little bit of everything for you. I'm kind of curious, how do you my questions are, if you're listening to this, I'm going to go two questions, one hot dog related, one grouper or fish related. Hot dog is, how do you take your hot dog? Like, how do you prefer it? How do you prefer it cooked? And then what are the toppings that you're putting on your hot dog? And then my other question I have for folks is, grouper sandwiches? Are you how are you enjoying them? If you enjoy them, are you having them blackened? Are you having them fried? Are you having them grilled? Or you're just like, yeah, no, I'll have fish sticks. I don't know. Like, how are you enjoying your grouper? But yeah, that's our episode. Thank you so much for listening to Let's Eat Orlando with Amy, Drew, and Biggie. And keep eating local, keep supporting, keep listening to the show, keep telling everyone about it. And thanks for listening.